Hello, my name is Trey with O2 Life. Today we're going to be doing a full body self-massage body maintenance. We'll be using a foam roller, a peanut roller, massage balls, a yoga block, and a yoga strap. You can use these interchangeably throughout any part of the body. I'm going to start out with the vibe roller here on the feet. We're going to start with our feet because it's a foundation. Anytime we're rolling on anything, the harder the surface, the more intense the massage is going to be. So if you have a vibrating roller, go ahead and put that on high and catch it as you're going in. So we're going to spend about 1 to 2 minutes on each area from our feet all the way up to our head here. So each one of these, you can do a static hold on it and just take a couple breaths, or constantly move around getting blood flow. This is just designed to get your body up and going if it's sore from working out, or if you have some injuries along the way as well. So making sure you're getting the back of the heel, whether you're using a foam roller, massage ball, this peanut roller, then outside edge of your foot will help as well. So keeping the foot healthy is going to get pressure all the way off of your body up to the lower back, just maintaining that proper foot and ankle health. You can put as much pressure or your body weight into any area as long as you're able to breathe comfortably. And just get each little section as we go. So getting the foot nice and healthy is going to help out with proprioception, getting pressure off the toes, Achilles issues, plantar issues, even up to getting your hamstrings nice and loose. So you can keep that roller on, come down to your mat. We're going to put that underneath your ankle. And you can just let it set there. Rotate back and forth. Raise the knee off the ground. Make sure your toes are pointed behind you, so when you do that, they get all nice and stretched out. And then you can move that up your foot. And again, activate your muscles. Any vibration product you have it on full blast for muscle activation. Lower vibration for injuries or for relaxation. You can even roll that up to the edge of your toes there. And we'll switch, use a foam roller for the other side. Since it's up a little higher off the ground, you're going to feel a little different sensation as it goes, as the pressure goes into your ankle. You can lift that leg up to get right in there. Move that up on your foot. Come back down there on it. And you can sway from side to side. Be sure to keep your core in check as you're going through these movements. That way your back's in the best position it can be. And then we're going to move that right up on the toes and sit back. You'll feel this stretch out the front of your leg. And just sit down on there. If you're unable to sit on your heels, it's fine if you're upright here. Everybody's mobility is a little different. And coming back down on there. And depending on the size of your foam roller, you can do the shins together or separate. We're going to do them together today. Kind of in a tabletop position, coming through all the way down through here. And if you want to switch it to one side, it can be on your forearm or your palm, depending on how you want to roll. And this is getting the outside edge of your lower leg. You can roll back over to your bottom here. And we're going to get the calves. So you can press yourself up. If you had just a half foam roller, you can do both at the same time. If you want to isolate that, you can use just one leg at a time. As you're going through, you can make circles with your foot, or if you want to stop on a certain spot that's tight. If you're not targeting anything, like 3 to 5 circles each direction, just help break up some adhesions, knots, and maintain some good range of motion as you're going through each movement. So working this calf is going to get a lot of pressure off Achilles issues, plantar issues, back of your knee, compartment if you have really tight calves. We're just going through the side here. And we'll switch to the other side. Another way to get some targeted massage in there, you get a ball on top of a yoga block and do the same thing. It's going to be a little slower. That ball's a little more pinpointed and targeted through there. And just breathe throughout the process. Then readjust. Sometimes your weight of your legs enough, you can press yourself up. Lay the other leg across, or you can do all of it, just depending on how much pressure you can take. Even just rolling that ball on the yoga block is going to get some pressure in there. And if you want to target some areas in each section we go through, you can do that with a yoga block and a ball simply by doing this. I'm going to switch going up to the bottom of the knees. If you have a foam roller, you can put that right on the front. If you're able to sit on your heels, great. If not, you can be stood up. You're just massaging the front of your kneecaps, actually right under on the patella tendon. Just going back and forth through there. And then we're going to switch. If you have a Hex Pro or Peanut Roller, that also fits right in the side of the knee, and that vibration is going to get a lot of adhesions and tight spots broken up. You can sit on your heels or be in a tabletop position. You can sway that foot back and forth here. Then we're going to switch down. That's going to be right above the kneecap. And move your body around each way. Just breathing through the whole process. You can let your hips go to the ground. Raise that leg up and just windshield wiper it across. And the shape of that peanut's going to dig in to the inside of your knee there. We're going to continue to roll up the quad You can be in a plank position with your hips off the ground, or you can relax down there on it. But throughout that, you're going to lift the leg up, let it roll in, let it roll out. Just use your knee and other arm to brace yourself as you come down. Whatever you do, just roll with it. So you can go down 1, 2, back up 1, and do this till you can roll up to your pelvic bone, leg up, slightly in, slightly out, and down again. You can move your hip around once you get a little high, because you're going to get all those hip flexors right off your pelvic bone there. And we'll switch sides, starting down at the knee. You can be in a plank position or have that your hips resting on the ground, whatever's more comfortable to you. Down 2, up 1, bend the leg, let it windshield wiper back and forth. Up 2, down 1. So getting the quad nice and mobile and supple is going to get a lot of pressure off of your knee, mainly the top or right in the bottom of the patella through there. You'll be able to set further down in your ski stance, more comfortable on the bike too. And bend that back and forth. We can do big long circles each direction. Just position yourself to where you're comfortable and there's no stress on any part of your body besides what you're rolling. You're going to roll down as far as you can. Come up a little bit. Get in the top of those hip flexors. And once you're there, you can roll up or down. Now when you're in the foam roller, you get right on the edge to where that's right in where your front pocket is, and that'll be able to stretch those hip flexors a little more effectively. If there's some moans and grunts in there, that's totally fine. Then, since we're already here, we're going to roll the inside of our leg, which gets overlooked a lot because it's not the funnest thing to roll. But getting those adductors and thighs muscles rolled out is going to get a lot of pressure off your knee. It's usually pretty tender right at the knee attachment. And once you're there, roll that foot up, down, just windshield wipering it again, and just roll into it. You can lean into it. It's pretty tender on the inside of your leg. But again, this is a great place to get a lot of pressure off of, especially inside knee issues, or to balance out the tension in your IT band. Sometimes the inside could be way more tight than the outside, and it's pulling everything in. But this area gets overlooked. You need to roll it as much as you do your IT band. Just keep going. I'll readjust here. And just play with adjusting how your body is, whether you're rolling on it or just adding pressure going up in here. And if you find a spot that you feel a lot of pressure, just breathe into it and just keep doing that till it goes away. I'm just rolling back down. Now we're going to get that outside edge here. So I've found the easiest way is to start on the edge, just right above your kneecap, and then you're going to rotate slightly to the outside and start inchworming your way down. Bend the knee, come up, down 2, up 1, bend the knee, just breathe. You go all the way up to your pelvic bone. And we'll stop there, get the other side. Going to use the peanut on this side. That's going to start right on the inside of the knee. Go down in there, nice and easy. The angle is a little different because it's lower to the ground. Raising the leg up, coming down. Be sure not to hold your breath, no matter how intense it gets. Come down into it. And back up. Up and down. Any vibration roller you got is going to make it a little easier to tolerate, especially on tight spots, because the vibration just sends messages to the pain receptors to chill out, so you can do some really good muscle work. And you're just going to roll up as high as you can. And windshield wiper that leg. All the way there, let it sit, come back out. Now we're going to go down the outside edge of the quad. So start with that right above the kneecap. Then you're just going to pivot and come down that outside edge of the quad. Bend the leg, come down, inch your way down there. Sure to breathe. Go up as far as you can. You'll probably stop at your pelvic bone there. And come out. All right, just now sit back on your heels. See if it feels a little better, a little easier. You can try to set between there. See how that feels. This is a challenge for me, so I felt pretty good after I did my quads. I'm going to go back to the foam roller. I'm going to put this right under your sacrum. We're not in our low back. You don't want to roll directly on that with foam roller. Right here. You just pull your knees to your chest. Drop one leg. This is a great stretch to get pressure off your low back. As long as that foam roller is on your sacrum, let that leg drop. While you're pulling that, switch that a little bit. So we're going to focus on the glutes now. Right here, we'll get to the IT band in just a second. We want to loosen up the top of the IT band, which attaches and starts across the glute and your TFL here. So you can be laying down, moving that around, or you can come up. You're kind of rolling out where your back pocket would be. Right along through here. This does get a lot of stress and help with lower back pain and issues as well. You're going to rotate forward. That kind of goes into where the fifth pocket is. If you have jeans on or would be wearing jeans, that's where your IT band starts as well, right on your TFL. Coming along through there, back to the glutes. If you want to figure 4 your legs, you can do that as well. And come up. So this is getting all those deep hip rotators. The Piriformis is the most known one. Gets pressure off your sciatic nerve, sciatic issues. This will help aid in that. Again, you can rotate back, forth, legs straight. If you need some pressure off of that, if it's too intense, come up on your forearm, your other hand, and the other leg. Come right down in there. You'll feel yourself roll over your femur, your head of your leg bone there, all the way back down. Just lean back on that if you want. So we're going to move this down. Now we're going to roll up our IT once all that's warmed up. So that's going to go on top. Go directly on our IT. Never really feels fantastic, but it can be tolerable. Down. I got this hand here and this foot to get pressure off of it. And you can bend your knee, straighten it, roll up and down. Let me move this up. Keep your core tight while you're doing this as well. Bend the leg, go down, all the way back up to your femur. You can make as many passes as you want. Now we're going to be on the IT and slightly rotate under so we get the edge of that hamstring attachment. This is going to get pressure off your tibia as well, so that works out. And right in here. This is also your sciatic nerve channel coming down through there. So we're right on the edge of that. If you have tight hamstrings, this can be a bit sensitive. You're going right on the edge there. Bring that up. You can also pivot yourself up so you can sit. And all the way through there. So we'll start the other side with a ball. You can choose whatever torture device you want. So we're going to roll over, put that kind of where our back pocket would be. Find some bony landmarks, either your sacrum or your pelvic bone. Come right back down onto that. Breathe. Go to your happy place. If your leg's straight, you can roll, push yourself over on it. Again, the harder the surface you're on, the deeper the massage is going to feel. So you can use a yoga mat, have a towel on it if you want a little bit less pressure, double your mat. And we're just rolling that across the top edge of that. You can bring this knee up, do little leg circles around there. And breathe, just dance with it a little bit. Right in there. So if you're dealing with sciatica, specifically your piriformis issues, you can get that right off your femur, right there. Let it go under. So you're not directly on it, it just slides off and just come into the fetal position here and straighten that leg, bring it up and around and just breathe. All right, if you want, you can roll down your IT band on the ball, which I'm not going to do because it's pretty intense. I'll just use the vibe roller here. So we're starting right on the side. You can have your hips on the ground or you can hold them up depending on how much pressure you want. And while it's there, you can bend your leg. You can have this leg over top to help balance stuff out too so it's not so intense. Coming in there, coming up, down 2, up 1, bend the leg, straighten it, down 2, up 1, readjust whenever you need, down 2, up 1. Then once you're there, adjust your mic battery, and then come right on the side of your hammy right in there, and just let it sit. Mine's pretty tender. Back and forth. You can use any massage product you got on any area, whatever works best for you. Once you start doing this regularly, you'll feel what works best for your body. And there's thousands of ways to use these guys. Next one, we're going to go to the ball. So we're going to stretch out our core a little bit. So this is going to try to get in around the psoas, which goes up your spine, helps lift your leg and upper body. So you're going to put that on your belly button for reference, roll it to the side, and that's where we're going to be on down here. It's going to stay in there. And roll it back and forth. Forearms are on the ground. Just make sure you're breathing. You can go down, breathe into the ball. And then you're going to pull yourself, not push, forward to get that stretch. You're going to start arching back. Be mindful if you have low back issues. If you do, bend from your mid back up and stretch it around. This stretch is a little different feeling than a deep calf or quad stretch. Just move that around. You can start moving your body around as well. You can come up and kind of line your rib cage. Don't go on your rib cage, just going around it. That'll work out all those muscles, release your diaphragm. Have a little better breathing. Throughout this, do your best just to breathe through your nose. And then you get to the side. It's going to be on the side of your hip bone right in there. You can just press down into the ground. And you just inchworm your way down. Again, I'm not rolling on my rib cage, just going around the inside edge, which doesn't get a lot of love. And then you're going to stretch on that, doing cobra, toes back. And then work your way up. Staying in a cobra. If you need to come down, you can. Then you're going to roll across your belly button. You can stay right below it. Massage that out. Then while it's centered up, go ahead and pull back up in the cobra again. You're just trying to feel a subtle stretch around that ball, pulling your upper body out of your lower body. And then adjust it to the other side. You can constantly move on it. If it's uncomfortable, just breathe into it as well. Then come up and stretch. Then go all the way to the edge of your pelvic bone. Kind of dip down in there. Move that around. And then go back into a stretch. Come up there. I'm going to switch to a foam roller. We're going to start working on our upper back. That's going to go down. Lay back on there. Don't roll your low back out with that foam roller. We're going to use a ball for that in just a little bit. Hips on the ground, your legs can be straighter up. You're going to lay back. You might feel some snaps and pops. Be sure to get your hair out of the way so you don't pin your head to the ground. You're just rolling your upper back. Kind of walking your back on the foam roller. If the foam roller is too intense, you can wrap a towel around it. And we're just going to stay here. You can do some arm circles. Get those shoulder blades involved. Do one at a time, either direction. If you're not able to get your head on the ground, that's fine. You can support it with your fingers if you want. Coming up through here. And you're going to roll to the side. That's going to be under your armpit area here. So this can be pretty intense, so just be mindful of how fast you're moving. Move slow and with your breath. It's going to roll all the way in. The edge of that foam roller will dig into your chest. See if you can straighten your arm out in this position because you'll feel it stretch your pectoral muscles. You're going to roll all the way to the other side best you can. And then back. Then you're going to roll up a little bit. We're not going to roll past our chest too far so we don't damage our ribs. We're going to roll back here. This will be a little more intense than right in your armpit. Let's get in the side of your lats and your teres muscles. And you're going to roll all the way in. Again, if that foam roller is sticking out, the edge of it will get into your pectoral muscles. And come all the way back here. If that's too intense, you can bring your arm to your chest. Kind of roll that here. Back and forth. Then with your arm tucked in, you can get to your deltoids right in here. Go down on there. You can scoot back on the foam roller so you can get in there a little more. And come out. And just continue to move that down. And you're just off center, getting the edge of your lats all the way down. I'm going to stop rolling about here. Roll into it. And back around. And we'll switch to the other side. I'll use this roller here. So that's under the armpit. You can roll your palm up or down, just that will help out. You're slowly going to come across, then rotate back towards the ground. Tuck your arm in to get the edges and the deltoid right in there. And then you'll reposition, you get right on there. And we'll switch to a ball. And this is going to start in the low back here, right above your SI joint. You're going to be right in your low back. You're not directly on any bone. You're just going to rotate down on there. If it's intense, get on a softer surface like a mat. If you want more intensity, get a harder ball or a hard floor. And you're just going to let that sink in while you're breathing. Don't roll directly on your spine. And just sit right there. After a few breaths, you can readjust. We're going to follow that up the spine ever so slightly. Just let your body kind of settle in there on it and breathe. You might feel referral tinges or touches down your leg or up your back. That's perfectly normal. And just walk yourself back and forth on there. Just breathe. If it's intense, don't move off of it fast. Make sure you breathe as you're moving off of it. We're just going to go up the spine. Each spot might feel a little different depending on how your mobility is. You can straighten that leg or do the opposite, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to keep moving that up. And up again. As it gets further up your back towards your head, rolling over it will be a little bit more difficult. So don't worry about rolling completely over because it can be pretty intense. Just roll till you can still breathe. And now we're getting down between the shoulder blades and the spine. Once you're in that area, you can start doing arm circles. And then you can adjust by moving your body down. Just keep doing those arm circles. Rotate your body down on top of it. So this is almost at my neck here. It's at the top of my scapula. Get an elevator scap in there, which is you can pull on, have some on your neck and have some neck issues. Still rotate that around. You can roll over at this point, and that is right here on top of your trap, essentially. You can move your head while it's there. Then we will switch to the other side. So we're starting down here at the small of your back. That's going to go right in there. You're not directly on any bone. You're just going to roll over on it. This leg can be bent or straight, whatever is more comfortable and beneficial to you. You can rotate over on it as much as you can tolerate while you can still maintain your breath. It doesn't have to hurt for it to be effective. Just moving in there, getting the blood stimulated is enough to loosen up any muscle. If you find a spot that's tender or tight, you can just breathe on it and just let your body weight go down. And just keep moving that up along your spine. You're not directly on the spine or directly on the ribs. You're right in a little groove beside your spine and ribs. Just move around. Can go up and down on it, side to side. Just keep moving that up. And once it's about at this point, you can just move your body down on there. Just maintain your breath. And once you get the ball between your shoulder blades and your spine, you can start doing arm circles each way. 2 to 5, stretching up, stretching down. Then go to the next position. Just keep rolling up the spine. Just move your arm. All the way up. Then you can use either one of these products for the next bit. We're going to get our chest a little bit, so you can get the edge of your foam roller right on the chest. Move your arm up and down so the edge of it's right there on my chest. And just actively moving the arm will get that stretched and worked out. If you want to put it on the side, you can as well. Just breathe, adjust it according to how it's feeling. Switch to the other side. I'm going to use the edge of this peanut right in there as well. So you can do this against the wall, depending on which works better for you. It's about 10 kind of arm swings or circles works well. And then change positions. And then we're going to put this right in the back of our head. The vibration isn't on. We're just going to massage the back of our skull bones by using the weight of our head. And just moving our head back and forth. can hold that in position. Or if it's easier, you can use the edge of a foam roller and a ball. Just breathe into it. It's going to get pressure off the back of your skull bones here. Just readjust as needed. And just use the weight of your head to massage out your skull. And that completes our full body self massage. Thanks for joining O2 Live. My name is Trey. Look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.